Hey Dad, sorry it's been a bit since I made a video. I've completely had the time get away from me. It's been super duper busy. A lot has gone on. So I have some funny stories, just some updates, some little life updates. I hope that you've been doing well. Nicole let me know that she's been talking to you now she's in Florida. I'm sure you know that, but um, that's cool. Been keeping up with those two, and I'm sure we're gonna have some time to talk. Probably next month when I am no longer employed. That's been the big thing that's been going on and taking up all my time. I showed you my portfolio last time, but I have been trying to do the networking game, trying to figure out what the heck is available in Brisbane and even in Australia in general. It feels very different from America because America's so big, with a lot more remote opportunities and stuff like that. And Australia is, I think, like about two times the population of Pennsylvania for the whole country. So it's pretty crazy. It's weird. It's felt strange for sure, but so I'm trying to navigate all that. And it's like, I mean, it's going well. I think what I'm gonna do is just take some time off um, to relax. I've interviewed with a few places, and there was one that I think I would have gotten the offer for, but it would have been a job I didn't like that much, like I didn't want it. So I didn't really want to hop into something I didn't want and not actually have time to take a break. Because you know how people are, they're just like, oh, we want you to start as soon as possible. And it's like, I didn't take a break between my last two jobs, so I would rather take a break this time. Unfortunately, I'm able to do so. But in the meantime, I am still trying to connect with people and hopefully help me either find a job or just understand what the situation is like here. There's not a bunch of stuff, and most of the companies and like interesting jobs seem to be in the Melbourne and Sydney, which I absolutely do not want to live in Sydney because it just doesn't seem that nice. Everyone who I've heard has lived there didn't like it. There's people who still live there, maybe they like it. And then Melbourne seems really cute, but like Cal's family is here, so I don't know, his family, friends. So if one of us is going to be away from our family, like that doesn't it makes sense for one of us to be, not like two of us, I guess is how I think about it. So um and Brisbane's super cute. I really like it. So trying to make that work. And yeah, that's been like every day after work, just trying to figure that stuff out. But it's also my last month at work, so it's been super busy finishing like handover kind of stuff in the last project that we have going on. Fortunately, I'm leaving on super good terms, so I'm gonna have like recommendations and whatnot. So we love to see it. I hope that helps me secure the bag and all. um, but outside of that, I think I have a little funny story. Cal's fine. I'm just gonna preface it with that. But he broke his big toe. He broke his toe in a scooter accident hitting a pothole. Funnily enough, at one of his consultations with a doctor, like to get an x-ray done and see if he needed anything else done for his toe, um, they had it written down that he had hit a pole while riding his scooter, which is, I think, more embarrassing than hitting a pothole. So that was pretty funny. But the actual funny part of him breaking his toe is that it happened the next day after we had when we were brushing our teeth before bed. He goes, yeah, I've never broken a bone before. I think I'm probably due for one, because he's very clumsy. And then literally the next morning he broke his toe. I just what a shame, what a shame. It was really, really funny. The story's good, but obviously thankfully it's been enough distance from it now, so his toe was broken like, I think it's probably been 4 weeks now or something, maybe six. I don't know. It feels like forever, but I can't even keep track of time. I can't believe it's almost September. It feels like August just began for me still, or maybe it's the end of July. But It's been a while. He's healing pretty good. He can't like scrunch his toe right now, which he's not thrilled about because he wants to be able to scrunch it. So we'll see. Hopefully, he's at a specialist right now, so hopefully, he will get good news. Maybe there's something they can do, or maybe they just are pretty confident that it's going to come back. The reason he's been to just like a normal doctor and a specialist is because it was broken close to the joint. We got to see the x-ray. It was quite funny because they're just like, sometimes you have to really zoom in to find it, but that's a clear little crack. It's like a vertical crack on his big toe. But he's doing all right. It's not really causing him any pain anymore, so that's good. So he's able to like walk around a lot more now than he could before. So we love to see it. Funnily enough, he broke his toe like 2 days before we were going to go to this Omar Apollo concert, which I was so stoked about. I don't know if you probably don't know Omar Apollo because he's a new kid, but I'm a huge fan. I love his music, and I was stoked for the concert. Fortunately, we were able to still go to the concert because venues are pretty cool, and they have like special seating that they give to people who need it. So I was able to just email them, and then they were like, "Yeah, just go up, and we'll get you guys in there first or whatever, so you can, well, not first, but like we'll get you in there before the main crowd comes in, and you can get a seat." So that was cool. I like concerts being like close up to the front, but it was amazing even being in the back. And there was this Australian musician who performed before Omar, who was actually awesome. So I really loved their work, and it's cool being able to follow them now. Their name is Forest Claudette, if you end up wanting to look that up. Um, they sound a lot like Frank Ocean. I'm a huge Frank Ocean fan. But the energy at the concert was so good. It was just really fun. I think sometimes hearing live music can really change how you would feel about a musician if you had heard them like recorded versus live first. Because like, I don't know, music's just so special. It just like, I really love it. I just feel like it makes you feel so many things when you hear it live. It's like, I don't know, it's cool. It's just an experience. It's really cool. I just like music. Um, And another thing that we had done before he broke his toe that I don't think I mentioned is we went whale watching. And I was in a boat for the first time in my life because we are so landlocked in Pennsylvania. And I loved every second of it. I quite love being on the water. It's really, really, really cool. So I was stoked to be on a boat. It's very pretty. It's so cool. And the whales are really cool. I think the highlight more than the whales because you don't get to see that much of the whale. There was this one time when one kind of like came up with its little head in the water to like surveil and then went back down. That was really cool. But there were all these little dolphins that were trying to get a free ride on the boat. So they were just like swapping from side to side to just kind of use the current to move so they didn't have to, expel their energy. And that was so cute. The dolphins were adorable. So I have little Polaroids from it. So this is the two of us on the boat. And this was just a view of the boat, people looking out at the water to see stuff. But it was really, really cool. And I want to go on a boat again. It's really fun. I was so nervous that I was going to get seasick. So at the beginning of because I'd never been, so I didn't know. At the beginning of the journey, they're like, all right, so we have these like anti-nausea tablets. Does anybody need them? Like, you need to take it now because you need to take it before you get sick. And no one had said anything. And I was like, oh my God, should I have taken that pill? Like, what if I was the one who needed it? But thankfully, I didn't feel sick at all. I think I just feel really good on the water because I was trying to think about, I think I mentioned it to you when I had come back from the trip last year. When we went kayaking. Kayaking was so fun and I loved every second of it. And that was very like wobbly, but I really loved the feeling of it. So I figured on a larger scale on a big boat, I probably would have liked it too. And I did. It was really, really cool. So there's something really funny. I keep thinking about it, like you not wanting to take a plane, or yeah, not really wanting to take a plane and being so happy in your little corner in Pennsylvania, and then you having these kids who have like, gone and traveled and are now living abroad. So it's quite funny, I think. The universe kind of making that story for you. But it's been cool, like getting to do all these things I never would have done. And the boats, yeah, I don't know. I really like living by water, sea boats and stuff. I think that's really cool. That's been a really nice part. But it is definitely harder to be an American living abroad than I thought, especially maybe especially Australia. I don't know. I've talked to Eric a bit. I'd love to talk to him more. He seems pretty chill with it all. I don't know. Maybe it's like the way that boys aren't that good at talking about how they feel and stuff. But I've certainly been feeling it. There's some things that you don't think about how much they like mattered to you. I didn't know I cared so much about queso, Dad. It's crazy. I really care about queso. I'm upset that I can't make nachos easily. It's crazy. They don't have it. They don't sell it here. And they don't really have easy cheese to buy, like Velveeta to make your own queso real quick. They just don't have it. So there is there's a store in Melbourne, but they do some shipping for stuff that's not refrigerated called USA Foods. The website kind of looks like a scam. I ordered one thing from them to kind of test it and see if it's a real place. It is. It is. I got what I asked for, So it's not a scam, but I was a little nervous. And they do have some things, like some American products that I really want. A lot of the things that I want are out of stock most of the time, which is a bit of a bummer. But I'm going to do banana pudding at some point because Cal's never had it. So they have vanilla wafers and the vanilla pudding that I need. So it's nice that there's some ways to get around that. And I mean, the story for the USA Food Store was literally that they were Americans living here, and there were so many things that they had wanted, so they started importing them for like their little deli shop. And then apparently the American products ended up being the most popular thing there, so they just turned it into a little grocery store, which is super duper cute. And honestly, apparently living abroad makes you way more patriotic, and also makes you kind of want to become a business owner. You're like, okay, wait, y'all can't be living like this. I'm gonna open some shops so you guys can get what you need. I'm gonna start importing these things. It's really funny. But who knows? Maybe someone else can do it, so I don't have to. It's been cool though. It's neat getting, I guess, just to see a different country, and I guess notice more things about yourself that you wouldn't have noticed if you had, stayed where you were comfortable and all. So that's been neat. Um, and overall, like I'm quite happy here. I think honestly the biggest thing, obviously I'm like so happy with Cal. Like we're doing great, and like just yeah, really happy to be together. We finally got rid of some of his old furniture. Oh my goodness! So he had a Facebook Marketplace post up that had 0 views, and like no one was looking at. And we were like, what the heck is up? Like I don't understand. So then finally we're just like, okay, I'm going to post it, and we're gonna see. I had over 100 messages wanting to get the table that we were trying to sell. And very fortunately, we ended up just giving it away to this family. And they were also interested in this ginormous ottoman that had just been sitting here for the longest. So that was really, really cool. Just getting those two major things out of the way that now, like, we're taking up the most space. So now we're open to be able to get new furniture that actually looks good, and then it actually like matches each other because it was super duper mismatched. And also get rid of this like ginormous chest that's taking up a bunch of space as our console table. Like we can get something smaller so it's a lot easier to walk in the space. It's a bit tight. It's not like a huge place. It's pretty small, but it has like a decent layout to help with the size of it. Um, yeah, so it's cool. That's happening. It's super exciting, and you can show you out the window. Let's see, I'm doing one of those things like old people just. That's my view. There's an ocean all the way back, and then just this very busy street. SeaWorld, actually, the place that we got the whale watching cruise from. It's not. It's like a third party that uses SeaWorld's dock or something. But anyway, um, we got it from SeaWorld, which is literally across the street from us, so we can see SeaWorld there. And I don't know if you remember the mermaid, like kid show H2O, just add water. Um, I don't know. There was just a bunch of mermaids in it. It was cute. I remember really liking it, but I don't know how much they actually played it, so I don't remember how much I caught it. But that show was filmed here. It was filmed at SeaWorld. There's like a bunch of little areas in the Gold Coast where they filmed. So every time I'm outside now, it's made me like this area a lot more because they call it Australian Florida, and I don't like Florida. So it's made me like it a lot more, just being like, oh, this is where the mermaids live. Like this is where the Mako mermaids have been. So that's cute. It helps. They actually do have a place called Mermaid Beach, which is pretty cute. It's just very beachy and active, which is not my vibe. I like the water, but I'm still not a fan of beaches, which is probably silly, but I still feel the same about that. Let's see. I don't know if I have anything else major. Oh, I do. Good news. So I had a bunch of weird stuff going on. I still have some weird stuff going on ever since I've had tonsillitis 2 times, or 3 times. The third one's a little bit unknown. So I can't, healthcare in Australia is very affordable, but it is very slow. I think because it's so affordable. I don't know. So my actual appointment to get my zone checked out isn't until like 3 weeks away or something. Um, but I had just all this stuff going on. It made me think maybe I have diabetes. Good news is I do not. I had some blood work done. I am totally healthy, aside from my iron being a very, very low level. So I have iron deficiency right now that I'm taking some iron supplements for. I think it's pretty common for vegetarians to have that happen. So I'm taking my supplements, trying to think about ways I could get more iron in my diet. I'm eating some lasagna with spinach in it, so I'm doing the good thing, finding ways to just work it in. Um, but yeah, and it's definitely been helping. I think my doctor had said that I wouldn't see improvements for like a month to 2 months after. I think at this point it's probably been somewhere close to a month, maybe like 3 weeks. And I've just been noticing that some of the weird symptoms I was having that I didn't even know were related. Like she just started listing the symptoms, and I was like, wait, can I hear that again? Because it completely described things that had been going on with me. I just didn't realize. But I've been feeling the difference. Like, for example, it like damages your hair, and I had so much hair falling out. And I was like, oh my God, I'm balding. I can't be doing this at this age. I can't be losing this much hair. But it turns out that the iron deficiency will do that. So ever since I started taking them, I have just been noticing a lot less hair falling out. So that's reassuring. We love to hear it. Um, yeah, I mean, I think I'm just pretty stoked to have time off of work leading up. I've been kind of going through a weird range of emotions about it. I think it's just having routine in your life and then getting that taken away is something that is difficult for me. I like routines and stuff, but I'm not like, it's not like I loved this company like that. You know what I mean? It's like whatever, it's a job, but um yeah, it's just something about, like, I don't know, you put all this work into something, and then you're not going to be doing that consistently anymore. Like, you're not going to be doing it at all. Um, that kind of like hit me last week. But I've been just feeling really stoked and really excited. I think I'm believing in the possibilities of what I could be doing next, or where I could go next. And we're not living in Brisbane yet, but every day we're getting closer to living in Brisbane because we are moving there after this lease ends. So, um, or maybe a little bit early if that ends up working out. But um, that's like just really, really exciting because I feel so good every time I'm in Brisbane. I had this in-person interview that I had to do for a job, and I was like groaning and complaining about it 'cause it's my first time doing one in person, and I was all nervous, and it's such a big trip to get to Brisbane. It's like 2 hours on the train. And then I think Cal had said something like, "Oh, it's gonna be really nice because you're gonna be walking the streets that I've walked like all the time." And I was like, "Oh, you're always trying to make things cute. Like, shut up. I don't feel good about it." That's not what I said. That's what I was thinking. And then like I go to the interview, and it was, I was super nervous and it was great, but even even then I felt so good being in Brisbane, and I didn't think I would. Like by the time I was walking out, I was like, "Oh, this is so cute. Like I am walking the streets he always walked. That's really cute." So it's funny, your perspective and all. But anyway, I have sufficiently run my mouth. Hopefully, with my time off of work, I'll be able to find way more moments to film these and then also try giving you a call. It's difficult time zones and all, but maybe even harder because work forces me to wake up very early, which is the best time that I would be able to call you. I think I think the cat is going to continue to force me to wake up pretty early, so I'll probably still have a chance. And hopefully I'll get through one of these times, and we'll just be able to talk a bit. But I hope that you're doing well, and obviously I love you very, very much. I'll keep you posted about this stuff that's going on with my throat. I assume it's probably just, I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking at this point maybe it's just a bunch of tonsil stones that are just forming a bunch, and maybe I just need like a doctor to be able to try and get rid of them, and then maybe once it's cleansed out, my tonsils will go back to normal. I don't know. We'll have to see. Here's hoping. But yeah, I love you so so much, and once I have a new gig, what I'm hoping is I can just start planning a trip back home because I miss you all, and I really do want to visit again, see everyone, and see Mom and Nicole's new place as well. So here's hoping. I would like to not be unemployed for that long. I'm believing in my ability to just get something even if I don't like it. So that's enough. That's just life. It's a job. I'm like trying to do some soul searching to see what I really want, and what would be nicest for me. So we'll see. But either way, I love you so much, and I will talk to you soon.